Jai Hind everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel which is Explore Yourselves, Banking and General Knowledge, etc. The next promotion is not just to step up in your career, it's a step closer to your dreams, your respect and your financial growth. The bank promotion exams 2026 to 2027 are your golden opportunity and I'm here to make sure you grab it with both hands. In this journey, we'll learn smart strategies, master important topics and tackle questions just like the exam demands. Remember, success doesn't come to those who wait, it comes to those who prepare. So let's start today, prepare smartly, and make your promotion in 2026 to 2027 a reality. Welcome to part 12 of my Path to the Corner Office 2026 to 2027 series, where we break down real bank promotion exam questions and give you clear practical sample answers to help you climb the career ladder faster. The subject Deposit Products, Miscellaneous Deposit. The balance in the general ledger account liability for outward bills for collection, credit in relation to outward bills for collection debit is A always double to the debit balance, B always equal to the debit balance, C unrelated to the debit balance, D always half of the debit balance. The answer is option B always equal to the debit balance. Reconciliation of the register of bills sent for collection outward with the general ledger balance should be carried out option A once in a financial year, B at least once in a month, C only when an auditor requests it, D once every quarter. The answer is option B at least once a month. The clearing house of Bank A owes more than it is owed and must pay rupees 800 in net settlement, while Bank B and Bank C are net receivers. This net amount that Bank A pays into the clearing house is A distributed by the clearing house to the net receiving banks, B retained entirely by the clearing house as a processing fee, C refunded back to Bank A at day end, D transferred to the Reserve Bank of India's general reserve. The answer is option A distributed by the clearing house to the net receiving banks. Under the net clear system, a local clearing branch, option A, draws debit and credit notes directly on every other local branch for each transaction. B, does not draw debit or credit notes on other local branches. The service branch draws these only for the net amount of daily transactions. C, settles transactions only through Reserve Bank of India directly. D, must reconcile entries with other branches at only at month end. The answer is option B, does not draw debit or credit notes on other local branches. The service branch draws these only for the net amount for daily transactions. Under the net clear system, the net clear or clearing account at the end of the day should show option A a credit balance equal to the day's total receipts, B a nil balance, C a debit balance carried forward the next day, D a balance equal to the previous day's closing balance. The answer is option B a nil balance. When the head office account at a branch shows a debit balance, it signifies that the branch has option A borrowed from head office, B lent to head office, C defaulted on an inter-branch settlement, D no inter-branch transaction for the day. The answer is option B lent to head office. Financial and non-financial transactions posted by staff in Finacle are verified by officials through A manual signature register only, B biometric authentication and system identification under the delegated user work class and authority, C a shared common login for the branch, D telephonic confirmation from the zonal office. The answer is option B biometric authentication or system identification under the delegated user work class and authority. The daily cash balance book entry for received today checks should tally with A. The cash payment book, B. The receipts scroll book, C. The credit side total of the cash transfer book, D. The general ledger account head office. The answer is option C. The credit side total of the cash transfer book. Purpose of officers' initials in ledgers and registers with the bank is to option A indicate the branch code and nothing more. Option B authorize and confirm checking and verification of entries and identify the checking officer. Option C serve only as a formality with no control significance. Option D replace the need for system based verification entirely. The answer is option B authorize and confirm checking and verification of entries and identify the checking officer. When an alteration is required in figures already entered in the bank's books, the correction procedure is to option A override the wrong figure directly with the correct one. B use correction fluid to erase the wrong figure. C score out the wrong figure neatly and enter the correct figure above the duly initialed. D tear out the page and rewrite the entire entry. The answer is option C score out the wrong figure neatly and enter the correct figure above it duly initialed. Ordinarily, a person may open how many accounts in his own name under each type of deposit account? Option A as many as he wishes without restriction. B only one unless distinguished by a suffix or a special person. C a maximum of two, both without suffixes. D three provided each carries a different nominee. The answer is option B only one unless distinguished by a suffix for a special purpose. RBI has directed that transgender persons can be treated in bank records as A. Male unless otherwise stated, B. Female unless otherwise stated, C. A third gender with the salutation MX, D. Categorized under others without the specific salutation. The answer is option C. A third gender with the salutation MX. Authority given by a joint account holder to operate the account through a mandate or power of attorney. Option A automatically extends to any overdraft or safe custody account to the same holders. B is restricted to operation on that particular account only. C extends to all accounts of the family. D requires no fresh authorization for accounts if the holders are identical. The answer is option B is restricted to operation on that particular account only. The mode of operation of a joint account, once fixed, can be altered. Option A with the consent of only the first named account. B with the consent of any two account holders. C with the consent of joint all the holders, joint account holders. D by the bank unilaterally if it deems fit. The answer is option C only with the consent of all the joint account holders. In a joint account with instructions former or survivor between A and B, if B dies before A alone continues to operate the account and B's legal representatives gets no right to the balance. B's legal representative becomes a joint operator with A. C, the account is frozen until A also dies. Option D, the bank must convert the account either or survivor. The answer is option A. A alone continues to operate the account and B's legal representative gets no right to the balance. Variation of or revocation of former or survivor instructions must be effected under the signature of option A. Any of the account holders, B. The survivor alone, C. The former account holder only, D. The former and survivor jointly. The answer is option C. The former account holder only. An account operated under former or survivor instructions should be treated as follows regarding overdrawing. Option A, it may be overdrawn temporarily with branch manager's approval. B, it should not be allowed to be overdrawn even temporarily. C, it may be overdrawn up to rupees 5,000 without approval. D, overdrawing is permitted only after the former's death. The answer is option B, it should not be allowed to be overdrawn even temporarily. Where a customer wants an account operated by him during his lifetime but wants the balance paid after his death to a person who is not a joint account holder, the correct course is Option A, open the account with that arrangement as requested. B, such an account with such instructions should not be opened. The proper route is nomination. C, open it as a trust account instead. D, allow it only if the zonal manager approves. The answer is option B, such an account with such instructions should not be opened. The proper route is nomination. Requests for addition or deletion of names in a jointly operated account where one depositor is deceased should be referred to option A, the branch manager for final decision, B, head office controller, C, zonal manager for necessary consideration on merits, D, the Reserve Bank of India. The answer is option C, zonal manager for necessary consideration on merits. To avoid contravention of Section 260(90)(2 of the Income Tax Second Amendment Act 1981, upon addition of a name in a depositor account, option A, the new depositor's name is added before the existing depositor's name. B, the new depositor's name is added after the names of the existing depositors. Option C, a fresh account must always be opened instead of adding a name. D, the account must be converted to a term deposit. The answer is option B, the new depositor's name is added after the names of the existing depositors. Under the Banking Companies Nomination Rules 2025, nomination in a deposit account can now be made in favor of option A, only one person without exception, B, up to two persons only, C, up one or more persons not exceeding four, either successively or simultaneously, D, any number of persons without limit. The answer is option C, one or more persons not exceeding four, either successively or simultaneously. When nomination is made simultaneously in favor of more than one person, the nomination must option A, apply equally without specifying proportions, B, explicitly state the proportion of the deposit amount in favor of each nominee, C, be restricted to two nominees at most, D, require separate accounts to be opened for each nominee's share. The answer is option B, explicitly state the proportion of the deposit amount in favor of each nominee. If a nominee dies before receiving the deposit amount under simultaneous nomination, option A, the entire nomination becomes invalid, requiring a fresh nomination from scratch. Option B, the nomination in respect of that nominee alone becomes ineffective, the amount treated as if no nomination was made for that proportion. Option C, the deceased nominee's share automatically passes to the other nominees equally. Option D, the banks must hold that proportion in suspense indefinitely. The answer is option B. The nomination in respect of that nominee alone becomes ineffective, the amount treated as if no nomination was made for that proportion. Under successive nomination, the order of nomination is not mentioned by the depositor. The nomination is treated as invalid. Option B, nominees are deemed to have been nominated in the order in which their names appear. C, all nominees are treated as simultaneous nominees instead. D, the branch manager decides the order. The answer is option B. Nominees are deemed to have been nominated in the order in which their names appear. Customer wishing to use both simultaneous and successive nomination types of the same deposit account, option A may do so freely, combining both types. B can specify only one type of nomination per account. C may do so only with zonal manager approval. D must open two separate accounts to achieve this. The answer is option B, can specify only one type of nomination per account. If a prospective customer, after being informed, chooses not to avail the nomination facility, option A, the bank must refuse to open the account. B, the bank proceeds to open the account after obtaining a written declaration of refusal. If he also refuses to give the declaration, the refusal is recorded in the account opening records. C, the account can only be opened as a joint account instead. D, the account must reapply after 30 days. The customer must reapply after 30 days. The answer is option B. The bank proceeds to open the account after obtaining a written declaration of refusal. If he also refuses to give the declaration, the refusal is recorded in the account opening records. Nomination facility can validly be made in respect of a deposit that is held option A in the depositor's individual capacity only and not in any representative capacity, B in any representative capacity as the holder of an office, C only for term deposits not savings or current accounts, D only for accounts exceeding rupees 1 lakh. The answer is option C in the depositor's individual capacity only and not in any representative capacity. Where the nominee is a minor, the depositor, while making the nomination, should option A leave the nomination form blank until the nominee attains majority. Option B appoint another individual not being a minor to receive the deposit on behalf of the minor nominee. Option C nominate the minor's school as an interim holder. Option D require the minor's guardian to co-sign the account opening form. The answer is option B appoint another individual not being a minor to receive the deposit on behalf of the minor nominee. A bank making payment to a valid nominee on the death of the depositor obtains full discharge of liability under which provision? Option A, Section 45ZA 4 of the Banking Regulation Act 1949. Option B, Section 42(2) of the RBI Act 1934. Option C, Section 11 of the Companies Act 1956. Option D, Section 269T of the Income Tax Act. The answer is option A, Section 45ZA 4 of the Banking Regulation Act 1949. Granting a loan to a nominee against security of a deposit before its maturity. Option A amounts to a valid discharge of the deposit to the nominee. Option B does not amount to payment of the deposit amount to the nominee, so the bank does not get a valid discharge on this ground. Or option C automatically cancels the nomination. Option D is prohibited under all circumstances. The answer is option B does not amount to payment of the deposit amount to the nominee, so the bank does not get a valid discharge on this ground. The number of partners in a partnership formed to avoid becoming an illegal association under the Companies Act 1956 must not exceed option A 50, B 75, C 100, D there is no numerical limit at all. The answer is option C 100. As per Supreme Court rulings referenced in the manual, a Hindu undivided family SUF, option A can validly become a partner in a partnership firm. B cannot, as such, enter into a contract of partnership with another person since it is not a person in law. C can be a partner only if all co-personers are majors. D can be a partner if registered under the Indian Partnership Act 1932. The answer is option B cannot, as such, enter into a contract of partnership with another person since it is not a person in law. Non-registration of a partnership firm under the Indian Partnership Act 1932. Option A prevents the firm from being sued by third parties. B debars the firm from suing others but does not affect third parties' rights to sue the firm. C makes the firm's bank account illegal. D has no legal consequence whatsoever. The answer is option B debars the firm from suing others but does not affect the third party's rights to sue the firm. Thank you very much for your patience. Please like and share this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel.